I'm sure you can remember the time when you didn't smoke. You can remember now what it was like to take the fresh breath of air. I'm sure there's been times where you haven't smoked in the past. It's interesting the things that we do in our minds, how our minds have. Really, when you think about it, what is an addiction? Besides the process which happens inside of our minds, and any process which occurs in our minds is really up to us to change. You listen to the music, just allow this music to grab you. Allow it to take you away. Allow my voice to begin to help you to make changes, to see things in another way. Each and every word, each and every beat, just taking you deeper and deeper. Into the wonderful feeling of trance. The trance becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. Hypnotic, mesmerizing. Just allowing you to focus in and become aware of the inner world. The world of your mind as you continue each and every breath just carrying you down, taking you deeper and deeper, down into my world where you can change for the better and you can become fully human, becoming all that you were meant to be, gaining self-control, learning to be the master of your mind, the master of your emotions, the master of your reality, as you continue to just drift along and listen to my words, each and every word making sense, reverberating inside your mind, allowing you to experience this wonderful feeling that you're beginning to feel so strongly, so much more powerful, so much more real. And you can imagine what it would be like to remember what it was like to be free of your addiction to smoking. I mean, able to run, able to drive, able to do whatever you want, the master of yourself, strong. Not needing anything. Changing addiction, stinky cigarette. It's repulsive. I'm sure you have your reasons that you want to quit, that you need to quit. Smoking is foolish. It costs money. It's expensive. Each and every dime that you can save. It's a dime you can put in your pocket. It's easy to see yourself. It's easy to quit when you can see yourself as a non-smoker, as an ex-smoker, somebody who's put that behind them. And we've all met those people who just one day decided to quit, but they never went back. Never seemed bothered. Never let it bother them. Never allowed the cravings to take over them. They just don't do it. You just don't do it. Just let the cravings go. Focus your mind on something else. Allow them to be whatever they are. Phantom ghosts, thoughts, processes created by your mind. The mind that you have. The mind that you own. Turns out that you were never really addicted at all. It's easy to walk away from addiction when you realize that there is no such thing as addiction. You can't hold it, you can't touch it. What is it? It has no real effect on it. I mean, if you go the next 10 years without a cigarette, you're not gonna die. In fact, your health will be better. Your health will improve. And if you love yourself the way you really love yourself, you just do it for you. Just put down the bag. Don't pick it up. Just let it go. Whatever those feelings, just allow them to be. They're only feelings. Sure, you felt bad feelings before. We all feel bad feelings from time to time. Sometimes we feel unpleasant things. It doesn't mean that we need to poison ourselves with a stinky piece of toxic poison. Disgusting, stinky cigarette. You feel repulsed. Feel indifferent. They don't mean anything. They have no power over you. See yourself now as gaining that personal power. Having full control of your mind. And what would it be like? If you could just feel the craving and allow it to go. Allow it to dissipate. Allow it to disappear. As you focus your mind on other things, more important things, more pleasurable things. So many things in this world that are more pleasurable than that. You can imagine that. Tasting gum, tasting a piece of fruit, anything tastes better than that. Smells better, feels better. Feel the fresh, clean air enter your lungs. Knowing that every breath you take from here on in will be fresher and cleaner, healthier than the one before. The lungs are continuing to clean themselves out, continuing to rid themselves of the toxins, the chemicals, the tar, the ill health. It all comes from smoking. You don't need to do it for anybody else. Because you know, every time you say no, your life gets better, and better, and better. You become stronger, more able to just say no, more able to control yourself, to control your will, to control your mind. Control your circle of emotions. Everything about yourself under control. Thinking the thoughts that you want to think. Rejecting the thoughts that you don't want. It's that little demon inside of us, that little devil, that part of us is always asking us to do things we know we don't want. Right now, just letting that demon go. Allow it to lose power. Just don't give in. Each and every moment it gets easier and easier. Each and every second that you go without a cigarette, it gets easier and easier. You can't hold it in your hand. It doesn't have any real power at all. All you have to do is say that. And the more you say that, the weaker it gets, the smaller it gets. Until finally, it loses all power completely. It only exists inside your mind. The mind that you own. The mind that you control. And just remember that. To control your mind. To allow those feelings to just go. Allow those thoughts to exist. Or not exist. Doesn't mean you have to give in. Doesn't mean you have to entertain it. You can just let them go. Allow them to be. Whatever they're gonna be. Allow them to just disappear. The only way that you'd ever go back is if you lied to yourself. And you can see yourself as a person who would never lie to themselves. Filthy, disgusting habit doesn't have the power to make you lie to yourself. Only you can make that choice. And you would never make that choice, because it's not who you are. Can you imagine what it would be like if you never smoked at all? Feel yourself now. Feel it in your lungs. Visualize it in your mind. That person you would be if you never picked up a cigarette, ever, at all. What would you feel like? Begin to feel like that now. Always. From here on out. Just see yourself as a non-smoker. View yourself for a person who would never do such a thing. Because smoking is foolish, and you don't do foolish things. Smoking is foolish, and you don't do foolish things. Smoking is stupid, and you're not a stupid person. It doesn't make sense that you would give me to smoking. Because smoking is weakness. And you're not a weak person. The only excuse is weakness. You allow that mind to just go inside and make all the changes you need to make so that you can put down the cigarettes, so that you can stop. All you have to do is just don't do it anymore. It's not like you have to do anything. Just don't do it. Just don't even begin. Just do nothing. That's all you have to do. Do nothing. Don't feel the craving. Don't pick up the cigarette. Don't think of it. Don't entertain it. Think about other things. Visualize yourself. What it would be like to be a non-smoker. To have that power over yourself. Have that power over your mind. Have that power over you and who you are. Your actions. The actions you take. The feelings you feel. It's all under control. Because you're the only one in there. The only one in your mind. The only one who can shut off the cravings. You can imagine a light switch at the front of your brain. Just over top of the light switch, it says cravings. And you just flip that light switch down. And feel those cravings going away. Gone. Forever. Never to come back. As you begin to know that you are a non-smoker. It's done. You already quit. It's already happened. All you have to do is maintain it. Doesn't take much. It's just a decision. The decision to say no. The decision to let it go. The decision to just be the way you were born to be. No weakness. No addictions. No neediness. No attachments. Just free. Free from guilt. Free from shame. Free from desire. Free from need. Free from want. Free from smoking. Free from the behavior. You don't have to do it. You're not forced. You can control your body. And if your body doesn't pick up that cigarette, you won't pick up that cigarette. And if your mind can just let go of the craving, there won't be a craving. It's just an adjustment. Each and every moment, you're just adjusting more and more, faster and faster, to this new life, the life of a non-smoker, the life of somebody who would do something to it. The person just put that behind me. You have put it behind you. You've put smoking and craving and buying cigarettes. It's all a thing of the past. Foolishly spending your money on something that you can't hold. Something that literally turns to ash. And all you're left with is the smell on your clothes. Hole in your pocket. You love yourself. You can appreciate yourself. And as someone who loves themselves, you don't need to smoke. At all. Ever. Why would you? You don't want to. You can have control of your wants and your needs and your desires. They all come with it. They all come from within. Why would you want something so undesirable? As I have an addiction. You know you can just let it go. And so you have. And you've done it. Then it's over. And you've quit. It's all over. It's all gone. It's a thing of the past. So you can imagine the you who is addicted to smoking and see that picture in your mind. Feel sorry for that person. Feel pity for that image as it continues to shrink more and more. Smaller, harder to see, harder to make out, smaller and smaller until it's gone. You're no longer this person. It's enough. It's over. You can say to yourself, I'm so proud to be a non-smoker. I'm so proud of myself for making this choice, for allowing myself to become a non-smoker. I'm so happy that I no longer do those foolish things I used to do. Stupid and silly things like smoking. I remember way back, from my own perspective, when I used to think that I had an addiction to smoking. But what a silly thing. I control my mind. I'm the only one in here. I can choose to feel any way I want to feel. I can choose to see my addiction as being over and just moving past it. It's a thing of the past. It's gone. You no longer miss it, you no longer crave, you no longer have that habit. As the behavior seems like it's been further and further away, each and every moment that you sit in this trance. The memory of being smaller continues to fade, growing smaller and smaller. All those feelings, the perspective of who you were, as you can open your mind and begin to understand, begin to realize that you've made some changes already. You just don't think that way anymore. Those thoughts just don't arise. You just can't even imagine what it was like to feel a craving, to be weak, to give in to something you don't want, to be a slave to an addiction that doesn't serve you. As you look back now and you can think about how foolish you used to be. You can look at yourself in the mirror now with respect, admiration, feeling proud of yourself, feeling like the champion that you are, a person who's defeated that part of themselves, the cravings, the need to smoke a stinky, toxic, filthy cigarette. It's disgusting. You had to fool yourself just to do it. That's how it works. You tell yourself you need a cigarette, all of a sudden you begin to see yourself as being a person who wants a cigarette. What the hell would you want to see yourself that way for? Just let that image go. Walk away. Step away from that image. Just push it aside. Let it get smaller and smaller until it goes away. Until it's gone. And you're free from the desire. Free from the addiction. Looking back on yourself from the past. And realizing that you just didn't know the things you know now. And now that you know these things, it's impossible to go back. You can't unlearn the things that you've learned. You can't unknow the things that you know now. About how easy it is to walk away. About how easy it is to control your mind. Especially when you're in this state. Absolute hypnosis, state of trance, nice light state that just allows you to feel so good, so in control, like a whole other world. You already know when you wake up and you open your eyes, something has changed already. You can't put your finger on it, but you just don't feel the same way. You just don't look at things the same way anymore. You allow your perspective to change. Because change is a good thing. Because change is a needed thing sometimes. Oftentimes all we need to do to change is to look at things in another way. See things from a new perspective. When you realize that there's no slave master, there's nobody forcing you to smoke. And if you really couldn't get out, you'd survive just fine. The whole thing is like this made-up idea that you got in your mind of a bunch of crap that you told yourself. But you don't tell yourself those things anymore. You're on it. You just stop. It's a thing of your past, a thing of the past. Look at yourself today as a whole new person who used to think these stupid thoughts, who used to buy into the whole idea of being weak, but you know the truth is that you were never weak. You just told yourself you were. So you allowed yourself to feel like you were weak, and then it manifested. But today you wouldn't do that, because you feel strong. You feel like you're in control. You feel like you're in control of yourself. You know you're in control of yourself. You are in control of yourself, in control of your mind, in control of your reality. Who you are is a choice. And you don't choose to be the person that you were. made a change. I've made a decision. Now that decision is being manifested in your life. It's already happened. The decision's been made. You're already doing it. Now you just have to keep going. Feel the incentive to continue. I mean, if you can see yourself in a year from now after not having a cigarette, feeling how proud you are of yourself, feeling free, healthy, vibrant. Just breathe in that fresh, clean, beautiful air, and thankful and grateful that you did this to yourself. You made it happen. You made the decision to quit. And then you kept making the decision to stick with that decision. You just allowed yourself to be a non-smoker. You just didn't take the action of smoking. That's all you had to do to get yourself to where you are. And that's all you have to do to continue on this path, on this journey. Continue to go forward. You're already here. You've already gone so long without a cigarette. It feels like it's been years and years. It feels like you've grown. You're an entirely different person when you think of who you used to be. The perspectives you used to have, and you wonder to yourself, how could I ever think thoughts that would allow me to do such a stupid thing? Smoking a cigarette. You don't want to kill yourself, so why would you do something that would harm you? You love yourself. You want to do good things for yourself. You want to feel good. You want to be good. You want to have a good life, and you can have a good life. Just choose to be the person that you decide that you want to be. All it is just walking in those footsteps, allowing. It's an allowing myself to be the person I want to be. I'm just not putting stuff in my life. I'm just not allowing myself to buy into the lies in it. I'm just gonna put it behind me. You see yourself as putting the lies all behind yourself. Because if you're gonna be honest with anybody, you may as well be honest with yourself. And you can't be honest with yourself until you realize that the whole thing that the cigarettes is all just a joke, joking, buying into an illusion, a fantasy, a phantom in your mind, a phantom craving that doesn't exist. It's just a mental process, a habit that you need to change, that you can change. We all have habits. We've all changed habits in our lives before. Might not always be the easiest thing in the world, but we're always grateful after we've done it. Just like we're grateful now that you managed to quit smoking, that you are now a non-smoker. You can see yourself now in the new life that you're gonna live. Each and every day becoming healthier and healthier. Each and every breath you take just cleaning you out more and more. Each and every breath, each time you exhale, more and more of that addiction just leaving your body, just disappearing. You just feel it as it disappears more and more. The longer you just continue to breathe in nice, fresh, clean air, all those thoughts and feelings of craving and desire are just gone. You feel clear, you feel empty, you feel proud, you feel good, you feel amazing, you feel healthy, you feel proud of yourself for making this choice. The choice to quit, the choice to be free of your addiction to smoking. Just allow it to be gone. Allow it to just disappear. Feeling it going away. Feeling it being gone. So far back in the past, seems asinine to think that you would ever engage in such foolishness, such idiocracy. You're a smart person. You make good decisions. You don't do stupid things. You don't smoke. You're a person who makes good decisions. You're a person who uses their head, keeps control of themselves. And that's exactly why, you know, you would never pick up a cigarette again. You're just not that kind of person. You're just not a kind of person who breaks promises to themselves. You always hold true to the things you say to you. And you've made the decision. You're not going to turn back now. You're already on the road. You're already a non-smoker. You're already free from your addiction. Why would you go back? It only gets easier and easier and easier each and every moment that goes by. It becomes easier to quit. Easier to let it go. Easier to just be a part of it. Be away from it. Be separate. It's like the addiction is just outside of you. Imagine this big ugly green monster that wants it's knocking on your door, asking you to come in. And all you have to do to be free of it is close the door. Lock it in. Push it outside. Lock it inside. Just don't let it in. Because the only thing inside of you is you. So it would be foolish to open that door. So you lock that door tight. And you see the addiction just giving up. See the addiction that walks away and continues to just walk down the street, further and further with its back towards you. Each and every moment it's getting farther and farther away from you. Becoming so small, off in the distance. Each and every second, the addiction is just going further and further away. It's harder and harder to see. Less and less power. It's less and less close, less and less real. You just allow yourself to let it go. You wouldn't make that decision. You made the decision to quit, and you're proud of that decision. You're sticking to that decision. I mean, so easy to do. In fact, there's nothing to do. You just don't do anything. You just don't. It's a not do. You just don't engage in the behavior of smoke. Why would you? It's all you gotta do is just let it go. Let that addiction keep walking. Because it becomes so small now that you can barely see it. Off in the distance, you can barely make it out as it continues to go further and further away, disappearing, going away, till it's completely gone. You can no longer see it, no longer want to see it. Cigarettes, it's just nothing to them. It's appetizing, enticing at all. Nothing about a system that you would ever be a part of. You just don't let it in. You just let it go. Just turn the page of your life to a new chapter. Chapter where you are a non-smoker. You have control of your mind, control of your life, control of who you are. You don't allow yourself to lie to yourself. You're always honest to you, because you're the only you got. You're the only you inside your mind. You're the only one who has any say over who you are, over what you do, over the behaviors that you engage in. You're the one who decides what you do with yourself and who you are. You're the one who decides everything about you. You decide the feelings you feel, the perspectives you have which lead to the feelings that you feel, the beliefs that you have, that incredible belief in yourself that you have. You know that you can do this. You've already done it. It's already happening. You're already doing it. And you can just imagine, you just get all that movement. You've ever done something before that you didn't imagine inside of your mind? And that feeling of when you're actually doing it now, actually quitting smoking, it's actually happened. You've made that move, you've made that choice, you've put that behind you, and you're walking further and further away from that behavior. Those types of behaviors, that foolishness, self-sabotage. Why would a person like you do something like that? You wouldn't. You're not that kind of person. You never were. You just thought a long time ago. Looking back on it now, seeing yourself as who you were, just being thankful that you no longer see things that way. Being thankful that you see things in another way, in a way that empowers you, in a way that allows you to live your life as a non-smoker, allows you to live the life as you choose to live. Not a slave, not tied down, not addicted, not needing anything from anyone. Taking care of yourself, being able to take care of yourself, being able to think for yourself, being able to think the thoughts that you want to think without being influenced by an addiction. You would never allow somebody else to make that decision for you. Why would you allow weakness in a decision? Your own mind to fool you, to trick you into thinking that you want something that you don't want, that you never wanted. You only thought that you were weak because you thought that it would be hard to quit. But it really wasn't. It was only a decision. Just as easy as the decision to wash your face in the morning, or brush your teeth, put on which pair of pants you decide to put on. It's just a decision. And once you've made that decision, you just move forward with it. Before you know it, everything is just going along. And you're living life now as a non-smoker, just allowing yourself to just feel proud of yourself for what you've accomplished. Looking forward to the future. Smelling better, being healthy. Loving yourself more, having more respect for yourself. You would never disrespect yourself today in such a way as to smoke a cigarette. In order to harm yourself, you can't have no self-respect. A person like you, a person with self-respect, that self-respect you feel, that self-respect that just pours out of you, that just pours into you, that self-respect that is you, would never disrespect yourself. And smoking is disrespect to yourself. It's unhealthy, it's poison. I mean, if somebody tried to poison me, I'd consider that to be pretty disrespectful. And as you begin now to see yourself as a person who respects yourself to the fullest, respects yourself to the max, you respect yourself fully and truly and completely, so much so that you would never pick up a cigarette. You would never. You just wouldn't do it. It's just not who you are. It's just not how you see yourself anymore. You see yourself as a person who loves themselves and who wants to be healthy. As a person who treats themselves well, treats themselves with kindness. You treat yourself as a prize, as a person who deserves to be a non-smoker. things in a new way, to see a new perspective, to see things with more clarity. You allow your mind to go more and more silent. Know that you've made a sacrifice, you've quit, it's over. You no longer smoke, you're no longer a person who would ever do such a thing. When you decide to wake up from this trance, from this state, you'll do so as a non-smoker, as a person who's put this behind them. The longer you experience this song, the quicker, the more powerful those changes are. Changes you've made. You've put this all behind you. You've just become a new person. Listening to this song, listening to my voice. My voice makes changes on your mind. My voice guides you. My voice carries you away. Helps you to see things from a new perspective. A perspective of strength. Perspective which enriches your life. Empowers you and makes you stronger. Helps you see things in a way that allows you to live your life the way you want to live it. Live your life as a non-smoker. My voice is the voice of wisdom, is the voice that guides you, that helps you to see things in such a way that allows you to make those decisions, the decisions you want to make, the decisions you need to make. The decisions that you're no longer afraid to take. You don't fear a decision, you don't avoid a decision. Some decisions just need to be made. So you make them and you continue to move forward. You don't dwell on the decisions, you don't make a decision and then dwell on it, think about it later. Just make a decision and move forward. Oh, there we go. I'm choosing this instead of that. And then it's done. You choose health, freedom, and strength over weakness and sickness, poverty. Of course you want to be healthy, you want to be strong. You want to be free. You don't want to be tied to a chain. You don't want to be put in a box. You don't want to be put in a cage. Addiction is slavery. You wouldn't allow anybody else to force you to poison yourself. So why would you do it to yourself? The answer is you wouldn't. The answer is you don't. The answer is you won't. The answer is you already stopped. You've already quit. You already stopped. You've already had your last cigarette. And it doesn't bother you. In fact, it makes you feel better and better. Your subconscious mind is supporting you. Your unconscious mind is there, helping you, guiding you, continuing to remind you, continuing to tell you, continuing to give you those feelings that support you in quitting smoking. You're just not doing it anymore. Just don't pick it up. It doesn't matter. Don't need it. You don't want it. Why would you? You just walk away from it. Just easy. Walk away and move your feet. Move forward. Continue with your life as a non-smoker. Continue with your life as a person who's over that, who's finished with that, who's put that behind them. We all make mistakes. You have to forgive yourself for those mistakes and just allow yourself to move forward and move past those mistakes that we've all made. You know, it's just the people that allow themselves to move forward quickly that get so much further than the people who don't. The people who dwell in weakness and poverty and sickness. Some people just choose that. But you never will. You're just not that kind of person. You're just not a person who would ever want to be weak who would ever allow themselves to be weak, who would ever put themselves in that position. You're just not that kind of person. You don't see yourself as a person who would smoke. You don't see yourself. You know, come to think about it, even when you did used to smoke, you think about it. I mean, it used to feel awkward. It never really felt good. It always felt something was out of place. Now you look at it, you think about it, it was the cigarette itself that was out of place. It was the smoking itself, the habit that was weakening it, that's so out of place. Because that's not who you are. It's not who you want to be. It never was who you were. Just something confused you. Now, all that confusion is over. See yourself as a person who's gone past that, who's moved past that, who's done with that. A person who's put that chapter of their life away and is now on another chapter. Just like pages in a book. Once you finish a page, you get on to the next page. And on this page, in this chapter of your life, you no longer smoke. You're a non-smoker. And you can see yourself now as a person who might want to help others by just offering your experience, offering your guidance, how you were easily able to do this. You can imagine yourself now just telling other people how it's all inside their mind. Cravings don't exist, really. I mean, you can't hold it in your hand. It has no real effect. If you don't give in, your life only gets better. You only feel better. If you do give in, you feel like shit. And you would never give in. You're just not that kind of person. You're just not a slave. You're not a person who would want to do anything like that. Who would want to let themselves down. So you don't let yourself down. You bring yourself up. Always empowering yourself. Always moving forward. Always becoming a person that you want to be. Controlling your mind. Control of your emotions. Control of yourself. You just allow yourself to be in control of yourself. To push things out of your mind, to make your mind your space. The space where you dwell, the space where you have full power. Nobody can tell you what to think or how to think or where to think. You make those decisions on how you see yourself, how you see your past addiction that you used to have. Your old perspective that you've changed and walked away from. Because you know you've changed, you've walked away. You've allowed that addiction to just go away and dissipate. Of course you have. You feel that freedom surging through your veins. That freedom from addiction. That freedom of knowing that you don't have to do it anymore. At all. It has no hold on you. There's no hold on you at all. It's all inside your mind. It's all a decision. Decisions you've already made. Decisions. It's already been made. All you need to do is just continue to move forward. Everything else will just happen the way it's been happening, the way it's supposed to happen. Continue to relax more and more. Continue to go deeper and deeper, allowing these changes to just become more real, become more solid. As you go inside your mind now, make all those changes you need to make this as easy as possible. The way you see the past, the way you see the future, the way you see now, all changed, all new perspectives, new beliefs, new ways of looking at the world, new ways of looking at yourself, as you just continue to make those changes inside your mind. Wiring your thinking and changing it, thinking new thoughts, having new behaviors, and new beliefs. Each and every moment, new beliefs that support you, new perspectives that enable you to see things with clarity and focus. Your mind is under your control. You are the one who decides what happens in your mind. As you allow yourself to notice, allow yourself to grow in the knowledge that you are in complete control of who you are, of what matters to you. As you just continue to listen to this track, continue to think new thoughts, to feel new feelings, to have new beliefs, continuing to grow as a new person, the new future, the new present, continuing to allow yourself to grow from this moment on into the person that you truly deserve to be. A person with the power to make anything happen in your reality that you want to have. A person who has the power to say no to yourself, to say no to anyone. You have your boundaries, your line in the sand. When you make a choice, you stick to that choice. When you make a decision, you're the person who always sticks to that decision. As you're sticking to this decision, the decision that you've made, the decisions that affect your life so tremendously, that you're so thankful that you made, so thankful. As you look at yourself in the mirror, you can see yourself, and how thankful you are that you've been given this chance, that you've made this decision for yourself to walk away, to just allow the cravings to go away. Motivated, inspired, feeling a rush of inspiration and motivation to just continue to go, crushing his cravings underfoot, allowing to be the phantoms that they are. They don't even exist. How can they empower you? They don't. They won't. It's you who decides who you are, how you feel, and what your life means to you. You're the one who decides how you behave, what goes on in your mind, the thoughts that you think, all being replaced, all being changed, all being scrubbed clean. Thoughts of weakness just cease to exist, they just don't happen in your mind anymore. It's all thoughts of strength, all thoughts that are pushing you forward, that are helping you to get to where you want to go, to be the person you want to be. All the thoughts in your mind that just allow you to continue to be this person that you so desperate, so happy to be, so proud to be, so lucky to be. As you feel that gratitude to yourself for making this decision, which you made, to give it up, to let it go, to just allow it to go away, to drift, to become smaller, and smaller, and smaller, and smaller, until it's gone, floating away, no power, no strength, nothing I can do. They just don't get a hold of you. Your mind is just building these new defenses, these new walls, impenetrable, thought that tries to enter that you don't have. It gets blocked out. It doesn't even enter. Thoughts which are cravings and weakness, desires, don't even enter in. All cravings are just gone. Reflected, deflected by this wall, this mental wall you have around you, this spiritual protection, this spiritual safe place that exists in your mind. The mind that you have, the mind that you control, the mind that you decide what happens inside it. Nobody else can tell you what happens inside your mind. You take control. You take complete control. You take complete power over yourself, over all your addictions, over all the things that occur in your mind. You're becoming more and more aware of yourself and the power that you have, that inherent power that you were born with, to make the decisions for yourself. In your mind, you are alone. Nobody is there to force you to do anything that you don't want to do. Begin to realize that more and more. Begin to understand that there's never been any power over you that you don't allow to be over you. And you would never allow yourself to be brought down by a filthy habit. A petty little habit has no power outside of your mind. It only has power inside if you let it. And why would you let it? You wouldn't let it. You don't. You don't hang on. You don't grab on. You just don't allow those thoughts to manifest. You just don't allow them to stay in your mind. You just don't. Feelings that you don't want to feel, you just let them go. Feelings of craving don't exist. They're not there. You don't feel them because they don't exist. And you're just being real with yourself now. You don't delude yourself, you don't lie to yourself. And that's all a craving is a lie. So you wake up, in a few moments you'll be waking up. As you wake up, realizing and knowing that you've made this change, that from here on out, you are a non-smoker. You just don't do it anymore. It doesn't happen.